the first time I saw her speaking was in front of thousands and thousands of people in a convention. And I went up to her and I said, hey, you're powerful. You empower women to empower other women. In fact, you're empowering me. I want you to meet my wife so that this way she could go out in our community and empower other women because, healthcare is broken. Don't you agree? Totally. And I'm asking the right person.
Healthcare is a broken system. It is. My background's in healthcare. So been in healthcare for over 16 years, found my passion in healthcare, done a ton of things from pharmacy benefits management, healthcare technology company, built a product end to end. But truly where I found my passion was leading clinical and behavioral health teams to transition our homeless population into housing.
Wow.
And I mention that because, as you can imagine, I've seen things most people shouldn't see. That's why you'll hear the passion and conviction in my voice. That's why I laugh when you say healthcare is a broken system. Yes, I was actually fighting health equity at a legislative level on behalf of UnitedHealth when I got introduced to Impact. Not only did I own my own company, a consulting company in this space, but fighting health equity because I've seen how broken it is. As you can imagine, I always say most of our community is a car accident away from being homeless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's eye-opening when I've learned so much from our homeless population because it really could be anybody. And when I learned about Impact, it took my own surgery because I had never even heard of health sharing. Health sharing has been around for over 40, 50 years, but I had never heard about it. And I've been in healthcare for 16 years.
Wow.
And I merely got involved because of the cost. As a business owner, going from $650 to $268, go repurpose that money and put it into your business or somewhere else, right? Mm-hmm. But like most people, 87% of the population doesn't even meet their deductible. I was part of that 87%.
Mm-hmm.
Always been healthy, never had any health issues. Mm-hmm. When I had surgery, that's when I realized what we had, because the number one reason for bankruptcy is medical bills. If I was still with traditional health insurance, I would have been out over $20,000 with what happened to me in 2 surgeries, 6 incisions later.
Wow.
Not fun.
Wow.
But I say it's an unforeseen opportunity. Don't believe in accidents or coincidences. The solution to what I was fighting for was here in our laps. And that's why I do it 100% of the time. I think we haven't even gotten started to be able to educate our communities on what we have. Because if I didn't know about it, and I've been in healthcare for 16 years, how many other people that we love and know in our communities have no idea it exists?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's powerful.
Very powerful.
Yeah. So did you become a client first or did you partner up, or what's your story? And
Yeah.
why were you promoted up on stage in front of thousands and thousands of people when I was there? I want the women to know what's available for them, and really everybody.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. So my story started because I was saving money. And really that's why I did partner up, because it made sense as a business owner.
So you got recruited or something?
Yeah, so I was introduced to it. Someone said, hey, do you look at other ways of making...
Was that you, Jeff?
No,
sadly, not me.
It wasn't Jeff.
Because that's when we get trained.
It wasn't Jeff, but I was introduced to it because it's another opportunity to make I call it referral revenue.
So someone called you, said, hey, do you look at other ways of making money?
Yeah.
You're already in the health industry.
Exactly. They knew I was in the healthcare space.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So they asked me, it's disrupting the healthcare space. Will you take a look?
Mm.
I'm like, do you know what I do? I'm like, disrupting the healthcare space. Yes.
And whoever recruited you, I give them a lot of props, because they might be intimidated going up to someone who is in that type of involvement as far as what you do. So whoever you are, congrats, because you override a regional vice president. And if you don't know what overriding a regional vice president is, it just means it has a lot of zeros behind it. Yeah. Jeff has a big smile over there, because Jeff over here, he's a senior vice president who overrides regional vice presidents and dozens of senior vice presidents. And, what they share is really empowering others to empower others. They're a leader-making machine. So you got recruited. And you said yes, or was it no? Or
right away, I was in the car when I heard the presentation. Right away, I said yes, because from a business owner perspective, it just made sense to save thousands of dollars, repurpose that, but also make money on my own bills that I was paying for anyway. And it became a write-off. So why wouldn't I say yes? Absolutely. Had no intentions of where I am today. I was not looking for ACN. I definitely had never done anything like this before, but what I knew was healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
So, but initially it was just really saving money. Who doesn't want to save money? Right. In our economy, and any business owner, right? I'm going to absolutely, regardless of how much money I made at the time, I'm like, why wouldn't any business owner say yes to saving money, repurposing it, moving it somewhere else? Absolutely. Because there's other ways where we can find to repurpose that money as a business owner. Until I had surgery, I really didn't put people in front of the opportunity, but I'll tell you that belief and authenticity is everything. And that's where, I hear what's possible, right? And I feel like we haven't even started sharing impact, but what I did is really stayed authentic to who I am and shared it with other people when I had surgery. And that's what I think is just, healthcare pulls at our heartstrings. It's someone has a story attached to, whether it's your family, if it's not you, it's someone that you know that's attached to healthcare in one way, shape, or form, even if, again, it's not you. So it just pulls at the heartstrings, and to be able to share it with other people, that's when I truly don't believe in accidents or coincidences. Those that know me know I say that all the time, because I don't. I live by that. And why we're all here together, right? And it's true. It is. What we have is such a gift to be able to share, and it pulls at people's heartstrings. And to be able to do that within our communities and help other people, we can all do it. I mean, truly, the belief, I can't tell you how many people I talk to that haven't even heard about it yet.
Well, let's pretend that we haven't heard about it. So someone that's brand new, how would you even describe it in an elevator pitch?
How do you approach them?
Yeah, how do you approach them? In fact, how do you have people even join your organization? There's people that maybe just want to work with you just because of who you're being out in the world. And by default, they're going to, gain some leadership, make some residual income. But let's go to like ground zero. What is healthcare versus what is health insurance? That's the first question maybe some of the audience has. And then once he starts saving money, just like we did, we went from paying $1,800, right, honey? To paying $433 a month for a family of 6.
And we're, again, like you, fairly healthy, but we need, we didn't want to pay that much as a family, $1,800, to rarely go to the doctor.
It was either that or Tijuana.
But to have that, security, just in case something happens, and emergencies for small children, accidents happen. So
what pissed us off was our son was born, and they wanted us to wait until open enrollment.
Wow.
Come on.
Why should we wait for
Yes.
open enrollment to get health care coverage?
Yes.
I say that all the time.
Yes. So,
wow.
Yes. But that's why when Edgar introduced Impact, and then he
It was
showed
actually
me
Jeff. It was Jeff.
Nellie.
By the way, Jeff. It was Jeff. It was Jeff.
Yes.
I had said, Jeff, I don't want to know nothing about healthcare. I'm already doing solar. Just have an open mind, Edgar. Okay. Okay.
That sounds like
So I just passed it. I just passed it on to my the smarter one in the family. I said, honey, if you approve this, do your research. If you say we're all in, we're all in. So here we are now.
I love that. I actually
as a
always
family
talk to the
makes
wives.
sense. Yes.
Always.
Because
I always talk to the wives. Every time I've met anybody in any industry, any influential, because we've grown across 1099 contractors, as you can imagine. But I always say I got to talk to the wife, because it pulls at the heartstrings, but also typically the wife handles a lot of the medical, the kids, the calling. There's so many pieces to it that Impact makes it easier, but I always talk to the wives too. I love that you brought that up.